real quick. So I hope like this doesn't get taken down because I'm not like showing anything, but I felt God pressing me and pressing me and pressing me to do this just real quick. So this video is called All I Know So Far, and it is inspired by the Pink song. So I'm not trying to like take credit or anything like that, but I was inspired to do the name of this video as All I Know So Far. It's just going to be a few quick things that all I know so far, at least the things I've learned on my healing journey. And I just thought how fitting it was to use that name for this video because, and I would encourage you to look up All I Know So Far by Pink because it literally, it's like what we're talking about in our Bible study, and it's just really cool. So definitely I would encourage you, like 10 out of 10, to look up that song. Don't mind my nail. I did try to do my press-ons and I'm kind of pressed because they ain't staying pressed. So it's really not that deep, but some of you might be like, what the heck? Like, why is she in her towel? Well, I'll tell you what. You see my face? Like, believe it or not, like, it's not as red as it was before my shower. I did do my shower and my skincare, and I've been using olive oil. And ironically, it has vitamin E in it, which I did not know. And that's what my doctor said to be using. And also one of my good friends had encouraged me to use vitamin E to heal my scars. So I decided to messy bun, get it done. Like, well, you know, my classic coined get it done bun is here for this video. My towel, and I'm gonna tell you all about all I know so far. So, but on a serious note, let me just begin. I'm just going to share a few quick things because first of all I know so far is I'm hungry and I've been fasting. And I made a deal with God earlier that like I was praying to him. I did my gratitude. I did applying for my jobs and got interviews and everything lined up and just so on. So like what I told God, I said, I'm going to spend this time with you. I'm going to sing my worship songs. I'm going to give my worries to you. And yesterday I literally hit my knees and I bawled my eyes out and I did not see it coming. And I was like, I gave it all over. Like, this is actually where I actually feel like I did finally, like I kept saying like, oh, I surrendered that. Oh, no. You have not, my friends, fully, all I know so far is that you have not fully surrendered until you've hit your knees on your bathroom floor and you bawl your eyes out after church and you say, God, like I'm freaking terrified, and you even feel like you're going to be judged by him, even though like, you know, he doesn't judge. I mean, he does, but like he's not going to hold it against you because he genuinely, like everything he says, it leads back to you needing him. And so he knows that you need him. He knows you're going to hit your knees on the bathroom floor, and he knows you're going to bawl your eyes out. He knows it's going to be like he's in it for the long haul. So anyways, yeah. So anyways, there's that. I'm really hungry, so I'm going to speed this along, get dressed. Obviously, I can't go out in public, and especially in the Midwest, like in my towel. And I hope that this doesn't get taken down. But I did this to prove a point. So anyways, point being, starting with, I'm at my most vulnerable right now. I don't have my makeup on, and that even breaks me out even more. My birth control is trying to regulate for my hormones because I'm being celibate. And I feel the most vulnerable naked. Okay, I feel the most vulnerable, and I know a lot of men and women. It's not like a new concept. I know that body dysmorphia is a real thing, skin picking, and I'm doing this to make it a normalcy. To that you don't have to, because I literally, God was telling me, I was like doing my skincare in the shower, and he was talking to me and he was saying, Jasmine, like, because I was already getting that in my head about wanting to put my makeup on and like having to do all this just to post like a few minute video. And if you like my phone case, by the way, I'm looking at it, says Jesus loves you, but love you too, but I'm his favorite. And it's just like, yeah. Anyways, like they just talked to me through comedy. Pardon me, I'm sleepy and hungry. So anyways, I did this video just to share a few things about all I know so far from my healing. And first one being, it's tough as hell, but you are able to not only begin loving yourself, but keep loving yourself. And it is possible to love the parts of you that you thought like would never see the light of day again. They will reemerge. And now it's up to you whether you begin to love those parts or if you're going to let them stay down and if you're going to let like them drag you down as well. It's up to you to heal. It's no one else's responsibility, not even the people that hurt you. And all I know so far is that just because they apologize, if they do or don't, that doesn't excuse the work that you still have to do on yourself, okay? I'm sorry, I'm just going there because I have to, because someone's got to be honest. And I finally had to get to a place with not only myself, but with other people that kept it real with me and not be offended. And, I'm sorry, I'm not picking my nose, but my nose itches. Oh. So, you got to do the work. And I am. And as you can tell, like I have my really like successful days where like I haven't picked myself and I'm able to keep my hands busy and like whatever. And where my hormones are a little more agreeable. But that's not one of those days. But you know what I'm still going to do? I'm not going to hide in my house like an ogre. And I don't care if people like, metaphorically or literally or whatever, that'd be kind of really freaking weird. And I would be concerned like if, people chase me with torches because that would be like crazy. But I'm just saying like you can't, and I wouldn't encourage, you can do it, you're your own boss, you got free will, we all have free will. But all I know so far is when I've tried that, it didn't work. And the only person I was truly hurting, because let's be real, like people may act like they care or they really might want to care. But in all actuality, the one that really cares the most and that should care about you is you. Aside from the man upstairs and his son who brings sunshine to everybody. Ah. But all I know so far is you can be a victim, but you don't have to remain a victim. At one point in time, yes, like I was raped, okay? When I was 22 years old and I was ashamed and I immediately, I was like, oh, I have to go to work. And I wanted to hide. I felt like a little girl all over again. And I felt like, where is someone who can protect me? And then it was like, oh shit, that's me. I've got to protect me. And I felt so ashamed. The younger parts of me felt ashamed, like that 7-year-old that I mentioned, that part of me had come up who wanted to hide because there was also a weirdo when I was little who he made me slow dance with him when I was 7. So that part of me came up. And because this guy, after he assaulted me, and I was basically paralyzed and didn't know, and I'm surprised I'm even doing as good of a job talking about it, and I think it's because I did share I did one of my other videos, and I would encourage you to watch it too, about getting away from a toxic person. But I did mention briefly my rape, and now I can say it without wanting to cry. And I kind of do, in a sense, want to cry. But I can say it easier. It's like the easier. So all I know so far too is that the more that you give those parts of you that just want to be heard a chance and place in safe space to actually be heard, and you can do that, it gets easier. It was very, I don't even know, I actually made it public today. This video is going to be public. My Facebook video is going to be public, or the video that I talk about, my story about being in jail. I would just go watch it. And it is kind of a lengthier video, but I promise you, my intention of these videos is to let you know, I'm doing the work. It's hard. It's not easy. I'm not going to tell you, that it's going to be this, walk in the park, that it's going to be a breeze, because there's a lot. You may think that you know what you'll feel, okay? And I made that, I wouldn't even say mistake. You can't, my therapist said, she told me tells me a lot of really good things. But she tells me, Jasmine, you can't, it's not really beneficial for you to be mean to who you needed to be to survive, okay? We can't possibly know what we don't know. And that's what she said to me. And now I sound like I'm starting to marinate more. And there was someone in my group who she told me a really good story, and I hope that she's okay with me sharing this. But she mentioned about monkeys being in danger, and if they let go of, if they didn't jump up and down, and then they didn't like cry and scream and what have you. They just let go of the bananas that like were trapping them, basically, like they were like bait, the bananas, and then ultimately like they were just cruel people. But anyways, it made me think of this, the times where like all we're doing when we don't share our story, all we're doing by saying so and so and so and so is going to be upset and whatever, all that's doing is keeping you as a victim, okay? It's keeping you as like someone who's jumping, like it's keeping you like you're a caged animal. When you're jumping up and down, and letting go is the banana. And Lord knows, I still got some bananas that I'm hanging on to that are rotten and they're not appealing. And they're just getting squishy basically at this point, and they're rotted away already. And I still am trying to hold on to the bananas that are not even, like, so metaphorically, you're not in your banana stage anymore. It's time for new things to hold on to. You can have new bananas, fresh ones, ripe ones, that aren't going to come with hurt. There are safe people. All I know so far is they're safe people. And yes, contrary to how I've lied to myself, and my past versions have lied to myself, and how your brain might lie to you, and how trauma can do that, and it can really like do somersaults in your brain, and you feel like a hamster that just goes and goes and goes and goes, and like the rumination just doesn't stop, and down the rabbit hole you go. I get it. I've lived it. I live it still. And I'm telling you, I'm not holier than thou, but I am telling you, stop, pause, understand that while you were a victim, and yes, like it would be like, and I did live for a while like saying, I was raped. So I just simply have to believe that every man's going to do that. And I was let down when I was little. So that must mean that I'm always going to feel like that little girl, and that I can't possibly be a safe adult. Wrong. Because I'm happy to say that I am a safe adult. And I also feel like I am good with children. And they even, and it's the proudest thing when they say, when the parents ask, are you okay, you know? And like they say, she's keeping me safe. And then it mirrors to my inner child, you're safe. You are with a safe adult. And the kicker is, it's you. Yes, it's you. And all I know so far is that by making a ruckus, and it's okay to like speak up, because I had like a vendetta. I was mad that I felt silenced, but truthfully, I had to get honest with myself and be like, I was making myself uncomfortable and staying in that discomfort, holding on to those bananas for dear life, hoping that someone would empathize with me, jumping up and down and crying and being like, they shouldn't have done that and they hurt me. You can either spend your life jumping up and down and going bananas and feeling bananas, or you can make amends. And I don't know if you guys watch the Madea movies or not, but there's actually a scene in the Madea Goes to Jail that my life feels like sometimes, where it's like she keeps blaming like her parent and for why she went somewhere. And Madea goes, nuh-uh, that's like, yes, like it sucks like that you went through that, so we can empathize, but you are still like, you may not like, it's not your fault that your feelings got invalidated, but your actions are your responsibility. And that's even a reminder for me. So with that, I'm starving at this point. I'm hungry and nauseous. And so I'm going to get off here. But all I know so far is you are a safe adult. You are not a victim. You may have been one. And I empathize with you because I am a sexual survivor in domestic violence. But you're not a victim. And lastly, even if your face is all broke out like mine is, you can still moisturize, you can still pray about it, you can still talk about it, you can still, like, because you got to love yourself at your best and at your worst. And the only person that can do that work and that's coming to do that is you. It's up to you. Are you going to be a victim or a victor? It's all love on my end, my friends. Anything I say is out of love, not to hurt you. It's to help you. YouTube, please don't take this down.